Right then, so I'm going to talk to you about what I blogged on. So many of you might have read my blog, and it's about the psychology of educators. Now, I put in my blog about how many people remember how to do a parabolic equation, or what one is, or apart from Sheldon Cooper, who obviously knows what a subjunctive is, does anybody else know what that is? So when I was at school, which is about 100 years ago, Mr. Bond was my maths teacher. He was brilliant. He used to leap all over the place, and he taught us how to find out the area under a curve and the points under a curve by equating the x and y axis to rivers and the points to sheep. And then he leapt all across the classroom, threw himself on the floor because he'd fallen in a river. And he was brilliant, you know, he was so interesting, and he made maths fun, and it wasn't to be feared anymore, and he made it accessible. And basically his legacy was that I actually enjoyed stats. I know, there's something wrong with me. So my point I'm trying to make is, should we standardise teaching? Should we take autonomy out of teaching, or are we going to lose that? So I think that teachers' enthusiasm is catching. If they're enthusiastic about a subject, you're going to be enthusiastic about a subject. So people generally go into teaching because that's what they want to do. They want to teach. They have a passion for teaching. They want to pass on their knowledge. But a survey taken of current teachers of what they loved most about their job, out of 50 things, it was number 25 of autonomy of how to teach. So that had been taken away from them. The one thing they wanted to do, they couldn't do. And so I looked into this and thought, right, okay, well, I know I would be quite stressed about that. And that is one of the reasons, the major reasons of stress for teaching is lack of autonomy and being kept in a box. Now, there's been a positive significant link between teacher happiness and enthusiasm and student enjoyment. Now, I know school and college all can't be a bundle of laughs, it'd like to be, but it can't. But happy students learn more. They have more intrinsic motivation, and they will go off and read up more if the lecturer has been enthusiastic about their subject. So surely everyone's a winner. If the teachers are happy, then they can be enthusiastic, they can teach. As long as they're teaching to the curriculum, I don't see a problem in how they teach. And if they're really enthusiastic about it, then us students are going to catch that enthusiasm. So basically, a lot of underperforming schools have lots and lots of people go in and try and have a look at the problems and try and put in more and more and more restrictive guidelines of we must teach like this, or we must teach like this. And so actually they're going away from what would make better teaching, and just making it worse. There's a really good paper called "You Can't Strengthen Teaching by Weakening Teachers." And I just read you a bit from it because I think it's really just puts it into one paragraph. And this was said by Michael Apple in 1983. So he was the education minister. So what we've actually seen is de-skilling our teaching force. Since much of the curriculum is now conceived outside schools, teachers are often asked to do little more than execute someone else's suggested activities. Instead of professional teachers who care about what they do and why they do it, we may have only alienated executors of someone else's plans. Which, to me, going full circle back, why would you go into teaching? We can just sit in front of a computer and have someone read to us. So that's about it, really. Thank you.
One of my things I was thinking about since I actually commented was there's expectations. So it's great that you have an enthusiastic teacher,
Yeah.
but they also need the knowledge and everything behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But what is their way of teaching? They may love it, but they're not getting across their kids. Their students do not, even whether it's scientific or not,
Yeah.
that way of teaching, which they enjoy and they love, their students aren't actually engaging with them.
Well, to me, that would be part of being a teacher. If you want to be a teacher, you want to impart that knowledge. If you're not imparting that knowledge, you're going to know that you're not doing your job properly. And also that there's we've had it here where lecturers sit in on each other and peer review, and tests and exams and assignments are all going to show up if the children or students aren't learning. So I think that would be nipped in the bud quite quickly.
Thinking on that, what about we assess our own lecturers, what if that was taken in primary and high school, which way
It was. This paper here is one of the ones that I've cited in my blog, and it's the effects of teacher enthusiasm on student intrinsic motivations. And they actually interviewed, I think it was only 93 students, and basically, let me just try and find it here. They rated their lecturers on how they found the lectures and what they found most important and what they found they learnt from and enthused them the most. And it was enthusiasm, autonomy, supportiveness, clarity of presentation, and knowledge of subject was fourth. They all had significant values. Things like preparedness, so that, they concentrate on lesson plans. Preparedness didn't even have a significant value to the student. So they've done it, and if a teacher's enthusiastic, that is what counts. Anything else? Good. Well, thank you very much. They've done it, and if a teacher's enthusiastic, that is what counts. Anything else? Good. Well, thank you very much.